Good morning, everybody. I am Karen Mays, and I'm coming on today with some thoughts. I'm processing a lot of stuff right now, and I don't think I'm my most articulate self when I'm processing, but that doesn't mean I don't have something to share. And I hope it helps for me to share what it's like to be on an ongoing journey. And so my health journey, I lost over 100 pounds 4 years ago. And my ongoing health journey involves a lot of personal development. And that journey is never going to end. There are always new milestones in many different aspects of life: professional, personal, health, financial, all of these different parts of our lives. And I was reflecting this morning on the personal development side of it. And I thought it might be worth sharing because it can be hard to recognize in the moment the small wins. And it is so important to recognize the small wins. And I'm going to circle back to that at the end when I share with you a small way that you can be the change that we want. But my personal reflection is in my personal development. I was in a complete state of overwhelm when I started the program, and overwhelm is still a really easy place for me to go to. I was completely overwhelmed in 2015 when I started my health journey. And even before that, I just didn't have a handle on managing multiple big things. And I'm very much a work in progress on this still. But this is what I'm talking about, recognizing those small wins, because sometimes you can get caught up in the fact that it feels like there are more failures than wins. It feels like, there's so many opportunities that I missed to succeed on a given day. And as a coach, my job is to help other people recognize the small wins. And that's a huge way that coaching helps me, because it's a muscle that I'm working on building. So I recognize that this ongoing journey of personal development, managing my emotions, self-mastery that I'm really working on, has helped me be someone who can manage more things without going into overwhelm. I have, we have a lot of big projects that my family and me are working on. I have shared a little bit about getting out of debt. That's been a huge focus of ours. And we are on track to be there for sure this year, hopefully before the halfway mark of this year is over. And that's really, really exciting. And the old Karen, so to speak, would be, that's all I can do. I can't be someone who's getting out of debt and deal with some other big thing. And what I'm finding is that as I work on myself, as I learn to care for myself, as I learn to fill my cup in order to help others better, it also helps me. It also is helping me to be a better manager, sort of a cold way to state it, but a better, we all have multiple projects, multiple things that we're working on. And I'm so grateful to be able to manage more today than I could have 5 years ago. I'm so grateful to be able to focus on, some things that are going on in the background, some personal things that, I might share it with you, but it's not my thing to share. But it affects people close to me. And it's really interesting for me to be able to work on that, process that, and manage some other really big things in my life. Maybe not at the capacity I would always like, maybe not at 1,000% like I would like, but for example, not being wrapped up in someone else's stuff and going off the rails with my health. Having those boundaries, a lot of this is two big grown-up things that I've been working on the last 5 years without even realizing it for a lot of the time are priorities and boundaries. And so those are probably going to be common themes for me when I come on and talk to you for the next while, because they're huge. Setting up those guardrails, those boundaries, personal and otherwise, are so important, and they relate to priorities, because you can't have boundaries if you don't have priorities. I don't think. I just made that up, so I'm gonna have to think that one through. But so what is a small way? I'm talking about recognizing the small wins. So I think it's so important to be the change. So if you want to be someone who is better at recognizing the small wins for yourself, start doing it for other people who are close to you. Look around, and apropos of nothing, give some encouragement to somebody. It could be a stranger. Hey, I love your shoes. It could be your spouse. You know, I'm so grateful that you did the dishes last night. Thank you so much. That really made me feel good to get up and see an empty sink this morning. It could be your friend. It could be anybody, your coworker. It could be anybody, somebody you don't even like. That's even more powerful. When you find the good, find the something small to recognize and encourage in someone else, when what you tend to see are the things you don't like. I've talked about this a little bit before in the context of the red flag, green flag game. So you're looking for green flags. A lot of us are so wired to see red flags, to criticize. What do I don't like? Oh, I wish this were different. I wish that were different. Oh, if only you had fill in the blank. If only I had fill in the blank. Look for the green flags. Like, oh, I really like how you did that just now. I really like how you encouraged your friend. I really like how you cleared the table after dinner. I really like how you come home after school and you sit down and do your homework. I'm thinking about my kids, obviously. I really like how you try so hard at karate when you do it. I really see how far you've come. I'm really proud of you. So think about who you can encourage today. Who can you reach out to in some small way? Could be in writing, it could be verbally. And recognize something that they have done. It doesn't matter how small it is. Like I said, compliment somebody's shoes. I like your haircut. You're looking really good lately. And the more you do that, now if you only do it once, it's probably not going to make a big difference. But the more you do that, the more you're going to be able to do it for yourself. And the more you're going to be able to do it for others. And before you know it, you're going to be doing it all the time. I'm really going to work on this myself. I'm really going to work on this. And I'm so lucky to work in a community of people. Like every once in a while, I just get a text like, you're awesome. I really thank you for all that you're doing in our community. Like, I don't know. Do you get stuff like that from the people around you? I take it for granted. So I am thankful for my community and for all the support that I get in behind the scenes and not behind the scenes. So those are my thoughts for today. Let the small wins add up. Take time to reflect on how those small wins have added up over time. I mean, this reflection of mine that I had today has been years in the making, literally. And if you want to do better, just remember you did the best you could yesterday. And your only job is to do the best you can today. Whatever that is. Whatever that means. And sometimes when you're feeling stuck in a rut, lacking motivation or inspiration, the best way to get yourself out of it is to encourage somebody else. And so that's what I've got for today. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And I am rooting for you. You matter. And you've got what it takes. I'm stealing that from Ken Coleman. But I love it, so I'm going to say it. Bye, guys.